The time is now. The builder incentives are back. Now, that's not for all builders, but if you have been on the edge or on the line as far as thinking about buying new construction or just not necessarily ready to make the plunge, I will tell you now is definitely an ideal time as we see some market shifts, both in reduced price points for new constructions and a significantly lower price point for most new construction homes throughout our area. And that's both in Copper's Cove, Killeen, Temple, Waco, and so forth. So now is definitely a time where you can also take advantage of some builder incentives. So when I tell you, I know some builders right now that are not only offering 2% closing costs, also covering and being able to give up to $10,000 to lock your rates, because right now interest rates are all over the place. We don't know exactly what the Fed is going to do. And for many people, that is a risk, because if you go ahead and move forward with the purchase of a new construction home and interest rates are now 2% higher once that home is complete, that makes a significant difference when it comes to how much you will be paying on your monthly payment. So now builders are offering incentives such as up to $10,000 to lock your rates, to incentivize you to lock in the homes. And the homes are not nearly as expensive as they have been in the past over the past year or two, primarily because of differences in materials. So new construction builders do not only just factor in what the market is doing as far as market value, but they also consider the cost to actually build these homes. So as material costs change and so forth, and when they go down, that's actually a benefit, because otherwise those increases get passed right on to you as a buyer. So with that in mind, I just want to take an opportunity to highlight and let you all know that the builder incentives are back. And if you are PCS in the Fort Hood, I would definitely consider new construction as an option, especially if you have some significant or pretty advanced notice and you know that you're going to be PCS in the Fort Hood pretty early. Now, the thing is, you do have to kind of start. I'm thinking 6 to 9 months, and that's on the conservative end when it comes to new construction. But there are plans that are already available, so the homes are already being built now. Now, for most of these homes, you may not have as many custom, options that you can customize and choose to make your selections and so forth. Otherwise, we'd be talking more so about semi-custom or custom home builds, which we can absolutely talk about on another video. But today we're more so talking about your inventory homes, your spec homes. You may can choose some colors or some paints and so forth, but not as much on the modification side. But as far as the convenience of locking in the price, getting closing costs or a portion of your closing costs covered, title policy insurance covered, and the survey, like all these things that are so crucial when it comes to buying, especially if you're maximizing your VA loan. Now is a time where we're getting back to a balanced market, to where if you're open, you can come in and we can get you in a home today, get that thing signed and assigned, and you may not even be coming to closing with anything. So if you are open to new construction, feel free to give me a call or just check in. But I would recommend you consider new construction if you are considering buying in the area now. There's also one particular community that I want to highlight, which is Heartwood Park. I'll also be just sharing some videos and so forth on my channel as far as a drive around, essentially around Heartwood Park, because it's super affordable and it's really centrally located in Copper's Cove. And it's also one of the most affordable communities that we currently have available in our marketplace. So that's something to consider if affordability is at the heart, and also just thinking about peace and tranquility. I said it once, I'll say it again. Cove is super chill when it comes to just, it's quiet, it's peaceful. The school districts are really good. Not necessarily the highest rank, but definitely a really strong academic reputation. And this is a chill environment. Now, it is a bit tucked away, so it's more so for families, in my opinion. But that's the lure of Copper's Cove, and they are building a lot in Copper's Cove. But you do have Heartwood Park that I do want to highlight, which is a subdivision that's developed by a few builders, and it's located on the edge of Fort Hood, right in between Highway 116. So not far from the Turkey Run Gate on post. But the builders include D.R. Horton, Stylecraft, Flint Rock Builders, and there are a couple of other smaller builders that are also involved in developing homes there. And primarily, the neighborhood is predominantly developed of upgraded homes catering to move-up buyers. So mostly between 1,800 to 3,000 square feet. So quite a range when it comes to the size of the home as well as the floor plan. So whether that be 3-2, 4 bedrooms, even going up to 5 bedroom, 3 baths, which are significantly more challenging to find when it comes to the area, especially at such affordable price points. So I definitely want to just highlight this particular community. Right now, I am currently in the process of, I've been guiding clients throughout the purchase process. They are building their home, and we've been on the contract for about 4 or 5 months now. We're almost near completion, so it's super exciting to see things develop, and I'm very impressed with the way that the community is developing. And this particular builder has been very phenomenal when it comes to communication and also just thinking about timeliness when it comes to keeping us on track with the construction timeline, because a lot of things can happen, a lot of things may change, and some of that is outside of our control. However, some of that is based off of some of the builders and who their contractors are. So when you find a really good builder that's able to honor those timelines, that just takes an ease, a big stress off, and makes it a lot easier as you plan your PCS or you plan your relocation and so forth. However, I always tell people, be warned that is always a risk when it comes to new construction, that your home may not be complete in time. So I always recommend that you err on the side of early. I almost rather close early and deal with a month or two, maybe extra payments, if you can do that, versus trying to cut it directly on when you want to be in the home, because things happen. And otherwise, we can explore some short-term rental options, but that's not always the most convenient. And sometimes they can cause, some additional costs and so forth as well associated with that. But I do want to highlight Heartwood Park, and I'll be sharing a video that I will also tag below for you to just check out a drive around of this entire community in this area here, so you can see what it's like on the ground for this particular community. And I'll be also sharing some additional communities and highlights throughout the area. As you have questions, feel free to give me a call, text, email, or drop a link in the comments. If there are any communities that you would like to see, feel free to drop a comment and let me know, and I'll be sure to take a moment to highlight those to give you all a boots on the ground view of what's going on here in our marketplace. Just want to provide as much value and as help to anybody that may be considering purchasing in the area, or even if you are just thinking about places where you may want to consider living and what it's like living in Texas. My name is McShan with eXp Realty, and feel free to give me a call. Thank you so much for tuning in.